Now we can click default channels, and it'll give us default spectrum channels. Now here's the thing. At this point, it loads in some default spectrum values. Now whether or not these are all accurate, they not necessarily are. It depends. You can use them, most of them. I'll say this: the collective, aileron, elevator, tail are all accurate. You can actually move the transmitter sticks, and you'll see what's going on. So you see aileron works, elevator works, tail works. So that's all actually accurate. They may need to be reversed, but they work. The motor, if you notice, doesn't run. The motor seems to be collective going up, but you see where it says bank 1, where it says band switch? Yeah. You have that going on. So what we want to do is change motor to 1, because that's the throttle is connected to that. You see? This is how I'm doing it. If there's another way where you leave that at bank switch, then maybe you do, but I don't think you want the throttle changing your banks. So, alright, so we're going to delete 7, and 7 doesn't seem to be anything. You can check your other switches. There should be basically 2 other switches that do something. On the DX9 or any of the Spectrum radios with 7 channels or above, you're going to have a gyro input, which will control one of these banks, or I should say channels, and you're going to have a governor switch which will control one of these channels. Alright, actually both of those channels are probably off since it's a brand new model, so let's turn that on. So we go to gyro, okay, inhibit. Now you can make it whatever switch it is. Now gyro is, we're probably going to use that for, just to keep it standard. You can use the gyro for your rescue switch, or you can use it for your governor. In this case, let's use it for our rescue. So we can assign it to, at this point, switch I. And because we're going to be using the governor, so we leave the governor, right? Or actually what we'll leave the governor is, we'll leave the governor for bank switching. Okay. So just to test that it works, we'll put position 1 at 100. And then we'll turn on the governor. On, and we will use switch
stunt 2, stunt 1, normal mode.
Switch B for the governor. Switch B, right?
Stunt 2, normal mode.
Right. So once that is switch B, just to see that it works, we'll change this to negative 100. And this is actually probably the way we'll end up leaving it, which will be bank 0. Bank 1 will be position 1, bank 2 will be 0, and bank 3 will be 100. Okay. Right now it says aux 2. So whatever channel aux 2 is assigned to, that will be our bank switching. Okay, so right now,
normal mode, stunt 1, stunt 2, normal mode.
Okay, so let's go back to our software. Now, take a look. I'm going to switch the flight modes.
Stunt 1.
So if you look now, that seems to be controlling the motor. So channel 7 is what we want, is the banks. So basically we want channel 7 and channel 1 switched, because obviously channel 7 is controlling our banks, so that's the bank switch, and 1 is connect to our throttle. So what we want to do is delete that, make that 1, hit enter, and then we're going to go here, I'm going to make that 7, hit enter. So now you see bank 1, bank 2, bank 3. So you see what we did. In the DX9 we went to the governor section, enable that, and assign that to switch B, and then we put values negative 100, 0, and 100, and that will switch through your banks. So negative 100, bank 1, 0, bank 2, positive 100, bank 3. Okay, and that will correspond to normal, idle 1, idle 2. Okay, now the rescue is what we want to the other switch it now. Now rescue currently isn't assigned. I'm pretty sure that's on channel 5. So now if you hit rescue, oh sorry, wrong button. Rescue, see, goes to level, off. Now level is 100. If you actually want it to rescue, I haven't tested the level yet, but I guess that, you know, puts you in a stabilization mode. But if you actually want it to go to bailout, you put it negative 100. So actually, let's do that now in a TX. So we're going to go to gyro, and position 1 is going to be negative 100. Again, give me a thumbs down if you can't see shit. See, I'm going to judge this video by how many thumbs downs I get. Meaning that I'm taking thumbs downs as thumbs ups. There you go. Alright, so now we got negative 100 in TX, if you can see it. I'm trying to zoom in. Okay, I'll try to put this on the actual screen. Alright, so if you can't see it, position 0 is 0, position 1 is negative 100. Okay? So basically, the way it works, positive 100 is level, 0 is off, and negative 100 is bailout. So we have it, its channel is gear, and signed on my TX to switch I, which on your TX would be your bind button. If you want to use your bind button as your bailout, which a lot of people do, go ahead. Mine is just moved to a different position, but it's still your bind button. Okay? Alright. Okay, so now if you take a look at the screen, if I hit bailout, you'll see it'll say rescue active. Take it off, rescue off. Alright, so basically everything is set up. Test our throttle, if you look, goes to run and stop. So throttle's working with collective. Alright, so all channels are now correct. So at least for the DX9, well, and in respect to my DX9, how I have it set up, you're going to basically go to the default channels, and collective is going to be 6, aileron is going to be 2,